Chapter 15. Light.
We know that light is a form of energy. It enables us to see the world around us. In the absence of light, we would not be able to see anything. Let us understand how light enables us to see things around us. When light, say sunlight, falls on any object, say a flower, the flower reflects the sunlight falling on it in all directions. When the sunlight reflected by the flower enters our eyes, we are able to see the flower. Thus, light enables us to see objects from which it comes.
Light travels along a straight line. We observed a lighted candle first through a straight drinking straw and then through a bent straw. Straight straw, bent straw. Looking at a candle through a straight and a bent straw, we are able to see the candle flame through a straight straw but not through the bent straw. This is because light travels in a straight line. Normally, light does not bend on its own and therefore it cannot reach our eyes through a bent straw. This property of light by which it travels in straight lines is called rectilinear propagation of light.
Reflection of light. When we throw a tennis ball at a wall, then the ball bounces back. This means that when the tennis ball strikes the wall sends it back. Similarly, when lights fall on the surface of an object, the object sends the light back. The process of sending back the light rays which fall on the surface of an object is called reflection of light.
Activity 1. Light gets reflected from a plane mirror. Things needed: torch, chart paper, a pair of scissors, thermocol, dark colored sheet, plane mirror. Method: we spread a dark colored sheet of paper on the thermocol. We now fix a plane mirror strip by pressing it on the thermocol sheet in inclined position. We place the torch in such a way that its light is seen along the chart paper on the thermocol sheet. We now adjust its position so that the light from the torch strikes the plane mirror at an angle. This light is called incident light. Observation: we will observe that the light passing through the slits is in straight lines. The light reflected by the mirror is also straight lines showing a similar pattern. This light is called reflected light. Conclusion: light gets reflected by well-polished shining surface like a plane mirror. Real and virtual images. Real image. The image which can be obtained on a screen is called a real image. A real image is always inverted. It is formed on the same side of the mirror where the object is placed. The images of actors and actresses on the screen in a cinema hall are real images. Virtual image. The image which cannot be obtained on a screen is called a virtual image. Virtual image is always erect, upright. It is always formed behind the mirror. Our image in a plane mirror is an example of a virtual image. If we hold our right ear with our left hand, it appears in the mirror that we are holding our left ear with our right hand. This left-right reversal of an object and its mirror image is called lateral inversion. So we can say the image in a plane mirror is laterally inverted with respect to the object. Characteristics of image formed by a plane mirror. The image formed in a plane mirror is of the same size and shape as the object, virtual and erect, laterally inverted with respect to the object, at the same distance from the mirror as the object. Spherical mirrors. Such mirrors are called curved mirrors or spherical mirrors. A spherical mirror is that mirror whose smooth and polished reflecting surface is a curved surface. Spherical mirrors are of two main types: concave mirror, convex mirror. Concave mirror, a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards, is called concave mirror. Concave mirror, side view. Concave surface which reflects light. Silver coating protected by paint. Convex mirror, a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outwards, is called convex mirror. Convex mirror, side view. Convex surface which reflects light. Silver coating protected by paint. Terms related to spherical mirrors. Center of curvature, C. The center of the sphere of which the spherical mirror is a part is called the center of curvature of the spherical mirror. C is the center of curvature. Pole, P. The center of the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is called its pole. P is the pole. Principal axis, the imaginary line passing through the center of curvature, C, and the pole, P, of a spherical mirror is called principal axis of the mirror. PQ is the principal axis. Principal focus, F. The principal focus of a spherical mirror is the point on the principal axis where all the light rays, which are parallel to the principal axis, meet or appear to meet after reflection. F is the principal focus of a concave mirror and a convex mirror. Focal length, F, in lowercase. The distance between pole, P, and focus, F, of a spherical mirror is called its focal length, F. Uses of concave mirrors.
Concave mirrors are used for many purposes. Some of the important uses are given below. Concave mirrors are used as shaving mirrors by man to see an large image of face. Women also use concave mirrors as makeup mirrors to see an enlarged image of the face, such as painting eyelashes. Concave mirrors are used as reflectors in torches, headlights of vehicles such as cars, scooters, buses, trucks, and train engines to get a strong straight beam of light. Concave mirrors are used by dentists to see an enlarged image of teeth.
Uses of convex mirrors.
Convex mirrors are used for many purposes. Convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors or side view mirrors in automobiles such as cars, scooters, trucks, and buses to see the traffic coming from behind. Big convex mirrors are used as vigilance mirrors in big shops and stores. Convex mirrors are used as staircase mirrors on the double-decker buses.